Christians love to say, "The truth shall set you free," John 8:32. But here's the catch. The same Bible warns against blind belief. Let's break it down step by step. 1. The truth shall set you free. John 8:32. Freedom comes from knowledge, awareness, and understanding, not blind obedience. Yet millions are told that faith alone, without questioning, is the path to freedom. That's a logical contradiction. How can you be free if you never verify the truth for yourself? Truth requires critical thinking. Blindly believing authority figures, priests, pastors, or texts written thousands of years ago doesn't free the mind, it enslaves it. 2. The heart of the prudent gets knowledge, the ear of the wise seeks knowledge. Proverbs 18:15. Notice the emphasis, actively seeking knowledge. Wisdom isn't passive. Many Christians claim wisdom by simply reciting prayers or memorizing verses, but the Bible itself says that true prudence comes from searching, analyzing, questioning, and learning. This is a direct challenge to anyone who claims to be wise but never asks why. 3. The simple believes everything, but the prudent gives thought to his steps. Proverbs 14:15. The Bible literally calls blind belief foolish. Logic here: accepting a claim without evidence or examination, unwise. Modern parallel: millions share Bible stories online, pray, or follow pastors blindly, yet they never critically analyze the text according to their own scripture. This is foolishness. 4. Test all things, hold fast what is good. 1 Thessalonians 5:21. Paul isn't asking for passive obedience, he commands verification. Blind faith is not just discouraged, it's actively forbidden. Think about it. If you obey everything without testing it, you're doing the exact opposite of Paul's instruction. This is a self-contradiction in Christian practice. 5. The way of a fool is right in his own eyes, but a wise man listens to advice. Proverbs 12:15. Believing something simply because it's in the Bible is considered foolish. Wisdom comes from questioning authority, seeking advice, analyzing consequences, and making informed decisions. Millions claim biblical wisdom while rejecting critical thinking. Exactly the behavior described as foolish here. 6. Faith versus freedom. The Bible glorifies faith, but freedom comes from truth. Millions cling to faith without seeking truth, thinking obedience equals liberation. Logic says, if truth equals freedom, then blind faith equals mental slavery. Observing reality matters. Obeying a story about Noah building an impossible ark or Abraham being asked to sacrifice a child is obedience to fantasy, not truth. 7 biblical examples show the danger of blind belief. Abraham and Isaac, Genesis 22, ordered to sacrifice his son. Obedience is glorified. But what if Abraham had questioned this morally and logically? He could have avoided potential harm. Blind faith is dangerous. Noah's Ark, Genesis 6-9. A massive ship built for a global flood. Blindly following instructions that contradict observable reality doesn't demonstrate freedom. It demonstrates mental enslavement to fantasy. The Bible glorifies these stories, but the real lesson is, obedience without reason equals harm, confusion, and slavery. 8. Contradictions between knowledge and faith. Jesus says, "You will know the truth, and the truth will set you free." John 8:32. But in John 20:29 he says, "Blessed are those who have not seen and yet believe." Logic clash. You are praised for believing without proof, yet freedom comes from truth. How can you be free if you are rewarded for ignoring evidence? Millions live in this contradiction daily, claiming liberation while practicing mental submission. 9. The Bible calls blind belief foolish. Proverbs 1:7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. Fools, those who accept authority without thought. Wisdom equals questioning, learning, and discernment. Blind belief, despising wisdom and instruction, which is literally called foolishness in Scripture. 10. Millions claim freedom through Christianity, yet the Bible itself emphasizes critical thinking. True freedom, seeking truth, questioning authority, testing claims, observing reality. Blind faith, mental imprisonment in ancient stories, rituals, and unquestioned traditions. 11. Blind faith versus the natural world. Everything in the Bible, especially the stories about Jesus, is supernatural. Walking on water, turning water into wine, raising the dead. We live in a natural, observable world. None of these events are scientifically possible. The Bible teaches you to believe in them anyway. Why? Because belief is the tool, not truth. Blind faith trains your mind to accept the impossible. 12. Belief as a mechanism, not reality. Miracles are presented as evidence of divine power, but look deeper. The goal is to force followers to believe without evidence. Example: Jesus feeding 5,000 people with 5 loaves and 2 fish. Logic, physically impossible at that scale. Purpose, condition your mind to accept stories without testing them, turning faith into obedience, not freedom. 13. Faith overrides observation. John 20:29 praises those who believe without seeing, but natural law says you only accept what is observable and testable. Christianity glorifies ignoring reality, conditioning you to prioritize faith over logic. Millions spend their lives rejecting critical thinking, believing in invisible forces rather than engaging with the natural world around them. 14. The Bible promotes a mental experiment. Every supernatural story is effectively an exercise in imagination. If you can believe it, you can internalize it. This is why the Bible focuses on faith more than practical knowledge. People are trained to accept impossible events as plausible, which suppresses natural reasoning and observation. 15. Reality versus belief. We live in a natural, observable world, governed by cause and effect, science, and logic. The Bible teaches belief in the impossible to override reason, conditioning generations to submit without question. If your goal is freedom, wisdom, and understanding, blind faith is the exact opposite of what the Bible claims to offer. Question everything. Observe reality. Seek truth. Stop letting supernatural narratives replace your natural logic. Final thought. After listening to this, ask yourself, are you free, or are you trained to believe impossibilities? Christianity isn't about natural wisdom. It's a system to convert belief into obedience, to make the impossible believable. The Bible itself warns against blind obedience. Yet followers spend their lives praying, worshiping, and obeying instructions written thousands of years ago without thinking. A fool believes everything, but the wise seek knowledge. Let that sink in.